Hello guys, welcome to Deep Codes, and in today's video we will discuss LeetCode question 2567 that says minimum score by changing two elements. So here you are given one nums array. You need to find one low, one high, and the score is the summation of low and high scores. Now let's take a look at the definition of low. So this low states that the minimum value of the difference of nums of I and nums of j. That means the difference of any two elements of this nums array, and this difference is here the absolute difference. So whenever we are taking some absolute difference, then this I should be less than j. That means this nums of j should come after nums of I. It doesn't matter because overall if you do nums of I minus nums of j or nums of j minus nums of I, it doesn't matter because here we need to take the minimum value of this, like the absolute difference. So the difference can never be negative here in this case. Now the definition of high states that we need to find maximum value of any two number, maximum value of difference of any two numbers I and j. Okay, so here overall we need to find two numbers whose difference is minimum from all other numbers, means a pair with a minimum difference and a pair with a maximum difference. Got it? And summation of the difference of pair 1 and pair 2, or the summation of low and high, is the score, and we need to minimize the score. Okay, we need to minimize the score. Yeah, in order to minimize the score, what we can do, we can change at most two elements of the num. Okay, so we need, and after that, after changing any two elements of the nums, we need to return minimum possible score. Got it? So yeah, here we are given when this nums of array 1 comma 4 comma 3. So as you can see that we change nums of 1 and 2 to 1. That means this 4 to 1, this 3 to 1, then our array becomes 1 comma 1 comma 1. And if you take nums of I minus nums of j, that means the minimum difference, if you find the low, then it would be 0, and high would be also 0 in this case. Okay, so we return 0 as our answer. This is a bit confusing to understand, so let me explain you by writing here. So yeah, here you have something like this 1 4 7 8 5. So and you need to find low, high. Okay, see what is the maximum possible answer of low can be. So it can be, sorry, what can be the minimum possible answer of low? It can be 0, like, because we are taking absolute difference, right? Everywhere we are taking absolute difference, so the minimum possible answer of low is 0, and as well as the high is 0. Correct? And yeah, if we have something like 10 or 20, then we are trying to reduce it because we need to find the minimum possible answer. Correct? Now in order to get the idea of which two elements to change, then what we need to do, what we should do, we should first sort this. So after sorting, what we will get? 1 4 5 7 8. Okay, got it? Now the difference, where the difference will be high. So if you take the difference from the first element and the last element, this will be always high. Okay, got it? This will be always high. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to reduce this difference by either changing some of the elements from the first or some of the elements from the back. Got it? Because this is always high. Any other difference like 4 and 5 or 7 and 4 would be lesser than this 8 and 1. So yeah, what you can do is you can change this 1 and 4 to this third element 5. So let's say it would be 5 5 5 7 8. So in that case our difference reduces to 1, means this range reduced to 5 to 8. Got it? This is one possible way. Now one another possible way can be, in order to reduce this difference, right, then what you can also do is you can change this last two elements, right, to the last second elements. Okay, last two elements to the last second elements. This is one possible way. So here you reduce the difference to 5 to 1. And another possible way what you can do is you can change this one to 4. Let's say 4 4 5 7 and 7. You can do something like this. Then in here also that difference reduce between 4 to 7. Okay, so these are the possible ways, means either changing the first two or the last two, or the one from the first and second and last and one from the last. You can reduce the difference. Overall, only what we are trying to do, we are trying to reduce this difference. So either you can change some elements from the first or the back, or one element from first and one from back. So these are only the three possible case: two from first, two from start, two from end, one from start and one from start, and one from end. So these are the three possible ways in which you can modify the array by changing two elements and calculate the answer. Correct? Anyway, means if you try to change the middle elements, let's say if you have something long array like 1 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, if you have something long element, means long arrays, and if you try to change any two between elements, would that make a difference? There will be always one greater difference, like 12 to 1. So if you would change some of the middle elements, then it won't affect your answer. We need to minimize our answer, right? and for that we need to only check for the boundary elements, correct? And what are the possible ways? Either you make initial change two elements from the starting, two or from the ending, or one from starting, one from ending. These are the three possible ways by which you can reduce the difference, correct? So yeah, developing this approach was only the tricky part here, but the coding seems to be easy, right? So if you want to, let me also write this here what I have done. So let's say if you have something like this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, if you have these nums array, so what does this here answer 1 represent? It is n minus 1, that is the last element, minus the second element. So let me also give the index 4 5 6 7. So what was our case 1? Case 1 was to change this first two element to this element or the index 2, right? So in that case, what would be our score? It would be low plus high. The score is low plus high. Here the low would be 0. Okay, and the high would be what? The difference of nums array of n minus 1. Let me take it, array of n minus 1 minus array of 2. Okay, this and this difference, index 7 and index 2 difference. So this is only what is it is represented here, because this index 0 and index 1 are changed to 3. Got it? This was our case 1. What was our case 2? To change the last two element to the is previous. So this is our low and this is our high. Let me state it. This is low plus low will be always 0, correct? What would be high in our case? So our high would be n minus 3, this element, because these two are 6 itself. So it would be n minus 3 minus a of 0. Okay, n minus this 6 and this. Okay, what was our case 3? Case 3 was to change one element from start and one from end. Then our difference would be 1 to 6. It means element at index 1, array at index 1 minus array at index what, n minus 2. So this is this thing, n minus 2 minus array of 1. Okay, and what we are do, we will take the minimum of all the three possible answers. We return that our answer. So yeah, that's for the coding part here. So I hope you guys understood the approach as well as the code and how we are deriving these three conditions or these three scenarios for our answer. And now talking about the complexities, the time complexity for this approach is n log n. Why? Because we are using sorting here. So it will take n log n time complexity. And the space complexity is big of 1, as we are not storing anything. These are just simple variables. So yeah, this is the time and space complexity for this problem. And if you have still any doubts, then do let me know in the comment section. So yeah, that's all for this video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.